Good afternoon. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for coming and joining us to talk about Summer Academy at the University of Vermont this afternoon. I see we have a few people coming in, so I'm just going to wait just a second so everybody joins us because we're going to dive right in. We're going to try to use this next 30 minutes and fill it with lots of great information about Summer Academy at UVM. I did put in the chat box that you want to ask your questions there. Please do ask any questions throughout the presentation. We'll have plenty of time and we can stop throughout and get those questions answered, or you can hold it to the end. It's really up to you. This is being recorded, so we will share out the recording to all of our folks who have RSVP'd today. Okay, so we're going to do quick introductions. We're going to go over Summer Academy experience at the University of Vermont. What are the course offerings for Summer Academy? We're going to dive into those a little bit deeper. We're going to hear from several of our instructors in those courses. We have videos from them talking about their courses. We're going to play those for you today. And we're also going to hear from a former student in our Health and Medicine Summer Academy course last summer. And she is talking quite a bit about her experience and also why the health and medicine has helped her to see potential courses that she could be taking as she embarks on her college career, and that application process, deadlines, pricing, all of the great information. And we'll talk about Vermont dual enrollment as well. Okay, let's dive in. My name is Nicole Willier-Fenton. I'm the Content Marketing Manager at the University of Vermont Continuing and Distance Education, and Kristen Kalbashian joins us as well. She is our Student Services Professional also in UVM's Continuing and Distance Education Department, and she works closely with our Summer Academy and pre-college students. So let's talk about this, Kristen. First, let's just, what is Summer Academy? We have lots of opportunities for students in high school through pre-college programs throughout the year, but then there's this very special program that we have every single summer called Summer Academy. Kristen, what is that?
Sure. Well, Summer Academy is a college level course that is offered during the summer, obviously, for 4 weeks. It's towards the end. It is always held in the July session. And what sets this apart from taking a regular course during the summer at UVM is that these are designed specifically for high school students to dig deep into a particular subject area. So unlike many other classes a student can take over the summer where they are integrated in with other students from the various levels in undergraduate world or adult learners, this one is specific to high school students. They are typically within the 10th, 11th, or 12th grade. Sometimes we get students that had just graduated. And this year, even because we are 100% online, I think we have a student who is in 10th grade. So the span is pretty wide, but it's all high school students.
One of the advantages always is meeting other high school students. And because it's been virtual last summer and this summer, there's students from all over the world. I'm not sure outside of the country. Are we? Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yep, we have all over the country and a few students from other countries, so it'll be very rich.
What a great experience to meet other students in high school that are also interested in the areas that you might be interested too. So what is coming up? So let's take a look what's happening in July, and you see the dates. Summer Academy 2021 is running July 6th through the 30th, and drones for environmental mapping, facing environmental future, storytelling with photographs, health and medicine, introductory neuroscience, and biomedical science and human diseases. Didn't mean to go that far. You can see that it's heavy in the sciences and health. And so, Kristen, let's just, this mix of courses, it seems like it's a little bit for everybody.
Exactly. Yeah, we've expanded our offerings through the last couple of years. So we are trying to provide opportunity for students with varied interests. We certainly have a focus in the health area. Our health and medicine has been running for years. It's been very successful, and it has changed slightly through the years. So to keep it fresh. As well as biomedical sciences. But we are trying to offer something for everyone. So the storytelling with photographs for students who are interested more in the arts, and then for natural resources and geography, we have the drones and the environmental future. So there, and the neuroscience is also within the health field, but a slightly different approach to the health sciences.
So let's dive into the courses. So environmental drones for environmental mapping, and you can see some of the information listed on here. What are some of the unique benefits of the course? And Kristen was sharing with me right before we started, the syllabus is up in each individual Summer Academy course, so please do go take a look, the more detailed information. But pulling the information from the syllabus is what we have here, and just some of the uniqueness of this particular course that you can take a look at. And I won't necessarily read all of that, but one of the things that we always hear from students that have taken the drones course is the opportunity to work with UVM's unmanned aircraft system, the UAS team, because it's one of the most experienced drone groups in the United States. So such a cool opportunity to work one-on-one with them. And not only is this learning about drones and planning and processing, but it's the analysis of that data and the impact that data can have. And I always love the thinking critically about a problem that they're solving through drone technology. Super cool. And you really can't go wrong with an opportunity to learn from Jarlath O'Neill Dunn, because he is just engaging, so knowledgeable about the field, and students just really get a lot out of this course. So I want you to hear from Jarlath. We're going to turn off, Chris and I are going to turn off our webcams, but please don't go away, because we're going to come right back. We have 2 more videos to hear from instructors and a student, and lots more information about deadlines. So we're just going to turn off our cameras briefly. We're going to play this video full screen so you can hear from the Drones for Environmental Mapping instructor, Jarlath O'Neill Dunn. So we'll be right back. Stay with us.
One of the things I really like about this course is that we get to bring in together all these different subject matters. So a lot of times in high school, I remember I took chemistry or biology or physics, or maybe you get a special topics engineering class. With Drones for Environmental Mapping, we really bring so many different things together. On one hand, there's understanding the regulatory environment. Where can I fly a drone? What special waivers do I need? And then we get into the mechanics of flight operations and thinking about mechanical or aeronautical engineering, and then we get into geospatial technologies and computer vision to process the data. And then we also get into physics and understanding how different drone sensors sense different portions of the electromagnetic spectrum. And then we also get into the actual environmental applications themselves, whether it's making 3D measurements in order to do sustainable energy auditing or track changes in our coastline over time. You get to bring together all these different subject matters in real-world problem solving using drone technology.
Hopefully that gave you a glimpse as to what that is like, that experience is like with Jarlath O'Neill Dunn. So it's really great to be the opportunity to learn from him. So moving on, let's keep going, because we got lots of Summer Academy courses to go through today. Facing Environmental Futures courses with Professor Harlan Morehouse. And Kelly on our team, she'll put up a link to a recent webinar and info session that we did with Professor Morehouse and a student who took the course last summer as to what that experience was like. But this is a really interesting opportunity for students to think about how you can develop your tool set for responses to climate change and shared language to work across divides and to destigmatize feelings that people may have related to climate change and to understand. Harlan talked quite a bit about this in the webinar, the lessons learned from the coronavirus pandemic and climate change. So really interesting deep dive into situations that's happening and what we can do about it in the future. One of the other courses that Kristen mentioned just a bit ago is Storytelling with Photographs. This is with Professor Andy Frost, and we're going to hear from him in just a moment. So going more on the artistic side, visual elements are all around us. Photographs are everywhere. How do you become a better communicator visually and verbally. And so how do you use photographs to communicate? How do you edit photos? There is a basic knowledge that Professor Frost will be helping in terms of editing and photo taking. But as he shared with us in a webinar recently, you don't need any fancy camera. You can come with your phone, and you just want to come with a passion to learn and to explore. So I'm going to, again, we're going to jump over to a video from Professor Frost. He's going to talk about the storytelling with photographs in an online structure and what that looks like for students this summer. So we're going to turn off our webcam again, and we're going to hear from Professor Frost, and we'll be right back, and we'll continue with talking about our health courses.
I try to teach this class where there aren't long Zoom lectures. Everything happens at your own pace and kind of when you have time to do things. So we don't have face-to-face meetings. I load up modules for each kind of section, and you can work through them. And then I'm there to answer emails, to work with you one-on-one if you need to kind of support in those ways. But all of the kind of learning takes place in what we call like an asynchronous environment, so not all at the same time. And I think that works really well because if you have a job doing something in the summer, then you can work on it in the evenings, or if you have plans, if it's a wonderful day and you want to go swimming, you're not like stuck at having to go to class at a certain time. You can kind of work around it and still live your life. And I think it makes for a better experience. The class itself, because we're working with digital images, it lends itself really well to working online. We have a lot of kind of discussion groups for image sharing, so you can work with other people in the class and get feedback and give feedback. And then it lends itself to a lot of kind of creative sharing. I mean, if you look at the most popular things on the internet right now, stuff like Instagram, where we're sharing images. So I think it can work really well. Logistically, if you're working with, I designed the class to be really accessible. So you can use a fancy DSLR, or you can use the camera on your smartphone. They both take pictures. They're both controllable. And so you're doing the same thing, and you can use those images to tell stories no matter what.
Hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight of what that experience is going to be like in storytelling with photographs from Professor Frost. So we're going to keep going. I do have a question. As we're starting to get into the health and medicine pieces, I would love to hear maybe from Monique and Serena and Christopher, what course are you interested in? Or maybe you have a student that is interested in one of the courses in Summer Academy. So if you feel comfortable putting in the chat what course you're interested in this summer, we'd love to hear from you. So let's start talking about health and medicine. As Kristen mentioned earlier, heavy in Summer Academy on the health and sciences. This is because of our wonderful partnership with Larner College of Medicine. And so health and medicine course is an amazing opportunity to learn from medical students in the College of Medicine. The med students are TAs in the health and medicine course. It deep dives into COVID-19 from a health and medicine perspective, so fascinating information that students get exposed to. In addition, really learning about the various different careers in health and medicine. One of the instructors, Paula Tracy, oh, good, Monique. I'm glad to hear that we're moving on to the courses you're interested in. One of the instructors in health and medicine, Paula Tracy, shared with us in a recent webinar that students are exposed to 15 different healthcare career options and the role of a scientist. So students in this course become exposed to so many different roles and a team approach to medicine. And that really opens the eyes for a lot of our students to see where they might want to go or what they might want to explore as they consider their college career in medicine. And so I want to do one more video. So we're going to turn off our cameras one more time, and then we'll finish up with the information because I want you to hear from a student. This is a recent webinar that we did, and Paula Tracy is the instructor kind of in that upper right-hand corner. And then Hannah Scher is the student who took health and medicine last summer. And she talks about the knowledge that she gained from the breadth of exposures to health careers that will help her to decide what she might be taking in her first year in college this coming fall. So we're going to turn off our webcams one more time so that you can hear from one of our students who just took health and medicine.
You know, before I took the course, I definitely was just like med school, residency, maybe a fellowship, and then work. And when I thought about college or med school, the only thing that I really thought about was, you know, majoring in biology or biochem or molecular biology. And then I took this course and, you know, we dove into the respiratory system, we dove into immunology, we dove into epidemiology, hematology. And so, you know, I very quickly realized that there's so many aspects of health and so many aspects of medicine and global health and public health that people don't really think about when they think of medicine or science. And that definitely allowed me to think about more of the things that I would want to study in college. So I am looking forward to maybe taking an infectious disease course when I go to college. So, and I wouldn't have done that unless I took this course. So
there you go, straight from one of our students who just took health and medicine. So hopefully, Monique, that might give you an idea of what your daughter could be exposed to if she is interested in taking this course this summer. And so I also see that Monique's daughter could be interested in the Introductory Neuroscience course. And so a little bit of information, really the fundamental concepts in neuroscience. And I believe the syllabus and more information is on our website related to this course. And I'm pretty sure we have some videos in the course descriptions from the instructors of these next two courses as well. And so then finally, Biomedical Science and Human Disease course, really diving into the medical laboratory science. And as you can see, the variety of topics that go into that course, looking at laboratory safety, blood bank, hematology, immunology, so many different topics in the healthcare field that are specific to biomedical science and human disease, that our students really come out with such a great knowledge as a foundation for if they want to go into a career in medicine and health. So that's a little bit about courses of what's coming up starting in July, but there's more to it. It's the courses, it's the instructors, it's the camaraderie and the cohort, but it's also about the support services that our students get when they're here in Summer Academy. Kristen, can you just walk us through what is the overall experience that our students have?
Sure. Well, obviously the faculty are very engaged with the students, whether or not you're taking a course that is 100% online. So that means you log in and do your work when you can and submit as required, or it's a synchronous session where you have to log in and participate in the course during specific times during the day. The faculty are amazing and they're very engaged. Aside from the faculty, there are supports in place for students. We have, since last summer, built the Catamount Enrichment Learning Community, which is a space specific to pre-college students. There are no students outside of the pre-college realm involved in this space. It is a place where students can access resources that we might post that are relevant to them as a pre-college student. We will post events in there that are, again, relevant to a pre-college student. There will be some webinars specific around the college admission process, financial aid, that sort of level for students in high school. So it's also a place for students to engage with each other if they choose to. It's really just a place to come and seek information, add information. We're trying to keep students engaged. They have access to advisors, they have access to resources on campus. So a lot of that will be centralized in the community space for them to access. Great. Whenever.
Thank you.
Whenever
and those webinars that Kristen just mentioned about college prep and finance and a panel of undergrads are all happening in July. And so those will happen on Wednesdays in July that coincides with Summer Academy as well. And we have a question from Christopher. Christopher says, my son is starting high school this fall, already took high school math in the last school year, so probably this current school year. Can he take classes at UVM in summer academy? If not, when's the earliest he can start? Kristen?
So if I'm understanding that, it sounds like your son is going to be a ninth grader. That's pretty early for us, although again, these courses are online. If your student is very excelled and you feel that they are ready to take on a college level course, then that is something that can be entertained. I want to make it clear that these are still college level classes, and these will go on a student's permanent record. So this transcript is real and live, and it is UVM credit. So we certainly want students to be set up for success. So it really is dependent on your student and what level they're at. 10th grade is probably the soonest I've seen, but again, everything's individual. So I would say reach out, and our enrollment coaches can certainly help you navigate your questions a little bit more in depth.
Christopher, and the answer, Kristen. Dual enrollment. I'm hoping that if Christopher, Monique, or Serena are Vermont residents and maybe have high school students in Vermont, that this is something that you're aware of, is the dual enrollment program here in Vermont. Kristen, what is that, and how do students get involved in it?
Sure. So the dual enrollment program, or the voucher program, to be clear, because we can often refer to any high school student as a dual enrollment student, but Vermont has a program that allows for 2 free tuition courses for students that are rising juniors. So that means as soon as you are done with your sophomore year, until the spring semester of your senior year. So students can opt to request a voucher to cover a summer academy course, or if they take a general pre-college course during the summer, during the fall, spring, whatever, as long as you are within the parameters of a rising junior or to the end of your senior year, you can request dual enrollment vouchers. That is specific to Vermont high school students, public high school students. There are some variations in that, but it is primarily for a public high school student in the state of Vermont. Outside of that, we do offer a 50% tuition discount for all high schoolers. So if you have used both of your dual enrollment vouchers, or you're not yet eligible for a dual enrollment voucher, you will receive the 50% off tuition rate. And then students outside of Vermont will receive a 50% discount on their tuition. And I should say that the 50% discount does extend to the summer after your senior year. So if you graduate this June, this summer your student would receive a 50% discount on the tuition until August, until classes begin in August.
And oftentimes we see students come back for summer academy, and so maybe they take health and medicine, and then maybe the following summer they want to do the neuroscience. So that is not unusual that we see students doing that as well. So I know I kind of quickly went over those 2 slides, but just looking at what pricing and structure looks like using the voucher system and without the voucher system for in-state high school students, and then also out-of-state high school students. And this information is on our website and our pre-college and summer academy sections of our website as well. So just wanted to give an opportunity. I see Serena might be typing a question. So if there's something that we can answer for anyone, please do put it in the chat, because we're about to wrap up. But just looking forward to application deadline. June 25th is not that far. So application deadline is coming up soon. Again, listing of courses that we're seeing here, the courses that we went over: storytelling with photograph, the health and medicine, facing environmental futures, and biomedical science, drones, and neuroscience. All amazing courses. They do have a capacity. So of course it's something that you're interested in, or your son or daughter is interested in. It would be something we would recommend that putting in that application here pretty soon. So just wanted to, looks like, oh good, Serena, we answer all your questions. That's what we're hoping that we did today. So that's wonderful to see. And Christopher asked, can high school students take classes after the summer?
Yes.
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 Yeah. Short answer. Yes.
Yes.
Good. So Kelly looks like she might be adding some links into the chat as well. But all of this information is on our website at learn.uvm.edu. Yep, she's got lots of good stuff coming in there. Lots of information on Summer Academy on our website. And as we mentioned, the 2 webinars that are coming up for students and parents in July, the College Prep 101 and Financing College Education, those are just 2 of 4 that are coming in July that are specific for high school audiences, students and family audiences. Sounds like we're pretty good on questions. I'm glad we had you here today. We look forward to seeing you or your children in our Summer Academy this summer and hopefully beyond. We wish you a wonderful afternoon. Take care. Bye-bye.